Did you know that this Christmas Eve 2018 will be the 200th anniversary of one of the most well-loved carols of the season, Silent Night? Silent Night debuted 200 years ago this Christmas Eve, so given this unique opportunity, we will be using Silent Night and its beautiful lyrics to guide us through the season of Advent. Now, I know silence really isn't the first thing that comes to mind when we think about Advent, the weeks leading up to Christmas. But I also feel certain that there is a longing for a message that transcends our typical experiences of noise and stress. I found this reflection on Advent written by Dr. Frederick Buechner, so I invite you to listen to his words. In the silence of a midwinter dusk, there is far off in the deeps of it somewhere a sound so faint that for all you can tell it may be only the sound of the silence itself. You hold your breath to listen. You walk up the steps to the front door. The empty windows at either side of it tell you nothing or almost nothing. For a second, you catch a whiff of some fragrance that reminds you of a place you've never been and a time you have no words for. You are aware of the beating of your heart. The extraordinary thing that is about to happen is matched only by the extraordinary moment just before it happens. Advent is the name of that moment. You know, when our worship team planned this year's Advent theme, we certainly understood that silence is possibly the last thing we associate with the season. Yet we also knew that Buechner's words resonate with something deep in our being. You and I know there is something awesome to be embraced, don't we? And it's as if we are straining our souls in the midst of all the chaos as we long to hear that faint voice calling us to be still and know God. That is Advent. We prepare and listen for whispers of the glorious news that God comes to us, to the world in the flesh. God truly is with us. So in this season, you and I are invited to hold our breath and listen into the silence, to inhale and catch a whiff of some fragrance that enlivens us and our world. Advent is your invitation to something extraordinary. You know, I personally really enjoy the busyness and planning that take place in December, but I also recognize that there is something deep in my soul, perhaps yours, that longs for something of deep meaning. So come and worship. Come and hear the beautiful music, the familiar carols, the inspiring messages in this most beautiful season of the year. And maybe you will hear that faint voice calling us to be still, know God, and find hope, love, joy, and peace.